a really close one, a great rush. Exactly why he's here, is to be able to affect the passer, and just came really tight around that corner and kind of nicked Bryce, on the arm right there. The ball comes out, and that's really not what we want to see. I want to see that first part of it, though, and just the great bend and flexibility and power that he has in his rushes. So even some of the veteran guys would come up at the end and they're like, hey, don't back off of that. Just be smart at the top. Okay, this is all of us. We got to take care of each other at that moment. Those decisions down the field, the decisions in the pocket. So yeah, that's something that we had to talk about.
I mean, I didn't have to say anything, but that's competition. It's football. Obviously, there's some etiquette stuff in football, but young guy getting after this first day out here in training camp, and shoot, we want to see those plays on Sundays. He's a competitor. We're all competitors. We want to be getting each other better. So obviously we want to take care of each other, practice and all that, but. I love what he's doing. I love what he stands for. He's on my team at the end of the day. So seeing him do stuff like that is great. So we love the competition.
Welcome everybody back to the Pro Football Report on ADSN. I am Colin Cole, and you just heard a clip from Coach Canales. And so I got to bring this to you guys. We are starting training camp, first day of training camp, actually. Got a chance to get out there to the field and watch the guys work today. And it was tremendous, actually, to see the guys back on the grass, get around to knowing that this is time to make some meaningful plays, meaningful football. It's time to get ready to go into training camp and obviously grind out for this upcoming season and trying to figure out who's going to be those top guys for this roster this year. You heard what Coach Canales said. There was a young guy that bumped into our guy, Bryce Young, caused the ball to come out of his hand in his throwing motion. And practice ended abruptly right after that happened. So here's my take on that. So I played for, long time in this league, 13 years in this league. And I mean, one of my first stops was in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And one of the things that I learned as an undrafted young rookie defensive lineman is the fastest way to end up out of a job or on a plane back home is by accidentally hitting a quarterback's hand. There's no, it's easy for me to say because I'm sitting in this chair on this side of this thing. But I know the energy gets flowing and guys get excited and you want to get ramped up. You want to get after it. You want to show that you got the ability to do it. But, you got to be able to work together and guys got to be able to, practice at a high level without putting the quarterback in a vulnerable position such as that. Something as simple and as innocent as, just trying to rush tightly off the edge can end up with our quarterback being out for an extended period of time after crashing his hand on him. So they have to really be careful with that. Don't want to see anything like that cause any setbacks or create any issues early on in camp, something that can linger on into the season. So they were right to go ahead and address it right away and make sure that it's something that, you don't want to deal with, issues when it comes to just protecting the quarterback. You don't want to have those times when it becomes an issue where, guys can't work together. So that was obviously one of the more concerning situations in camp. But, for a first day, it's the energies are flowing, and that's one of those things that kind of happens. Second, one of my major takeaways from today's practice, today's camp is the Panthers' first round pick, Teteroa McMillan, aka T Mac. Man, he was showing up today. He was a force to be reckoned with in that receiving core. Caught some nice balls. He looks like a specimen out there, receiver. To be honest with you, he looks like a tremendous 6'5", 212-pounder. He looks every bit of that, and he's going to be a tremendous addition for Bryce as a weapon this year. And speaking of the receiving group, I mean, I know we're not going to break down every group right away, but from what I saw today, it's going to be a tremendous competition to decide who's going to make this roster when it comes down to cut time. Because, of course, we got the first rounder. He's going to be, he's going to be one. Obviously, he's going to be the main guy. But then you got guys on the roster like we know, like Adam Thielen. We got guys on the roster that we know that have contributed, like David Moore. There are a number of guys in the wide receiver group that have tremendous ability, and let's not forget last year's leading receiver Xavier Legette. But it's going to be very difficult for them to trim this roster down, because I saw some tremendous catches from both Jimmy Horn and Hunter Renfro. He caught one right off the grass, right before it hit the grass, with a tremendously athletic looking catch. So they're going to have some tremendously difficult decisions to make when it comes down to that receiving core. But the positive of that is Bryce is going to have some tremendous weapons on the outside to throw to. So from what I saw today in practice, first rounder is going to be a tremendous addition. He's going to be somebody who's going to definitely be able to stretch the field, push the ball down the field. I saw him run some go routes. He is a physical specimen, and as he gets used to the pro game and gets used to using his hands, he'll be a tremendous receiver for sure. And that will lead me to my last point. Unfortunately, linebacker JoJo Juuls and the Panthers have mutually decided to part ways due to health concerns, specifically concussion concerns, head trauma concerns. So he is a guy who's been a tremendous athlete, tremendous player in this league for a long time. It's one of those things where guys got to deal with a lot of things. And unfortunately, health has to be the most foremost important thing in any athlete's life. Perhaps it takes a little bit of time for him to get away and he can reevaluate what he wants to do in the future. And I think that Dan Morgan and the Panthers should definitely look out for him in that regard. But it's just one of those decisions that he had to make, and it creates an opportunity. It creates a tremendous opportunity for Christian Roseborough, who's been he's been primarily a special teams player throughout his career, but he steps into a situation where now he's thrust into the starting role, and I would say that it's his position to lose.
Like I said earlier, you care about him as a human first and foremost, and it was great to get to know him and hopefully continue that relationship and maybe play again together someday once he heals up. So, but I've been in this role before, so it's not something that's new to me. So I'm excited to kind of take that opportunity and run with it. So
right now, the Panthers defense is definitely has to find some of those cornerstones. We're going to have to replace a tremendous player at middle linebacker. And a lot of questions with regard to the draft as far as addressing some of the outside rusher needs and some other things. I know one thing, it definitely addressed one need at strong safety. Lathan Ransom, who's a rookie out of Ohio State, who put up some tremendous numbers out there in Ohio State, who put his body on the line, who will probably come in and step in and compete for some time at safety. So this is Colin Cole out for your Pro Football Report on the ADSN. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
In this 2023 NFL Draft, to select Bryce Young.